Pelham police arrested an 11-year-old Monday after they say the boy attacked and later killed the family's pet dog.
The police department did receive a call in reference to a dog being attacked by what appeared to be a large stick.
That dog was Timber Roberts' dog, Chico.
So we got him and his sister for Christmas 7 years ago.
Roberts tells us Chico went with her family almost every day to their business on Old Richton Road. Monday, he was leashed behind the building. Later that afternoon, Robert's father found the dog dead.
He just came down the road Monday and I guess seen our dog and decided that he was an easy target and brutally beat him to death.
Video footage from a neighbor allegedly showed the boy walk up and attack the dog several times.
It was very brutal and he
not buying that. Not buying that story. That 11-year-old just saw the dog, which appears to be a small dog, and just walked up and attacked it. I'm not buying that. But continue. Tell your little sob story, Nutter. About your little worthless dog.
Monday and I guess seen our dog and decided that he was an easy target and...
No, that dog was probably barking its head off. Like dogs always do. Probably threatening that 11-year-old, charging at it, lunging at it, barking. And it's probably not the first time that 11-year-old was barked at by that particular dog. Seeing that y'all have a leash area set up outside, right by the street. You know how dogs are known to bark at everybody that walk by. Or maybe that 11-year-old was attacked. Or seen a friend, family member attacked. Maybe unalived. Unalived or still, to this day, mutilated, disfigured. Maybe that 11-year-old has to look at a disfigured person every day as a result of a dog attack. And they're traumatized.
Brutally beat him to death.
Video footage from a neighbor allegedly showed the boy walk up and attack the dog several times.
It was very brutal and he meant to do it.
Detective Daniel Clem with Pelham Police says the boy was later arrested and charged.
A juvenile has since been charged with aggravated animal cruelty. That case has been compiled and submitted to juvenile youth court.
Because of his age, the child won't be prosecuted as an adult. Clem tells us he was in Pelham visiting his grandmother, who's now being charged with neglect.
She was apparently was unable to provide adequate supervision of a child of that age that led to a delinquent act by the child.
Roberts feels this isn't enough. She's now petitioning for stronger protections under Buddy's law.
And I really want it to stop and people to be held accountable for their actions.
Shut up. I mean, you really want it to stop. Like you hear stories like this every week in your area. Shut up. God, they make me sick just randomly saying stuff that they know full well don't apply to them or their life or their lived experience. Shut up. I really want this to stop. Hearing about a dog getting beat to death every year? You hardly hear about that. Don't give me that. I know she don't follow dog news. That's the only way you'd hear stories like that about dogs getting beaten to death. If you a nutter, you ain't following no dog news.
I really want it to stop and people to be held accountable for their actions.
The law, passed in 2022.
Hey, this nasty dog. What's wrong with this thing? What is that? This mutt got alopecia? What is this, mange? It's disgusting. Disgusting. Can you imagine people standing around telling you to rub on this thing? If you don't get away from me. Listen, if you have a so-called friend and they don't ask you if you're a dog person and they invite you into a space where something like this is, that's not your friend. This is a flippin' monster. a hideous monster.
People to be held accountable for their actions.
The law, passed in 2022, requires psychiatric evaluations for children who torture or kill domesticated animals.
I don't know what.
No, let's do a psychiatric evaluation on dog culture. Because, you got to wonder what young people think about this dog worship.
What he could do to someone else's animals, or in the future do it to a human being.
Shut up, lady. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of hearing you. Shut up. I always wonder what attack victims think, what goes through their mind when they hear these dog worshiping adults. Did y'all know a couple days ago was National Puppy Day? Yeah, National Puppy Day. Did y'all know that? That was 2 days ago, March 23rd. Every March 23rd is National Puppy Day. They have created a day just to gloat over dogs, as if there is a day where they don't.
Well, our first guests, Colleen and Karina, are here. They're volunteer puppy raisers, which is a great title, with the organization Canine Companions.
Oh, and then they brought these adorable puppies with them. We have Benito and Shasta here.
Now, as y'all watch this, and as you listen to this weird, inhumane dog lust, this is really lust that these people try to mask as admiration or some type of, admiration for a childlike creature. That's not what this is. See, a lot of people look at dog love for dogs, as like a parental type of love. No, it's romantic. And this is nasty. That's all I get from these people. Is actual energy. That's all I get from them. And it's disgusting. It's so nasty.
Friends, welcome.
Hello,
We're so glad you're here. How y'all doing?
Good boy.
Hi, Benito. You see that little tail wag?
Love the little tail wag.
But you know what? He's not jumping up.
He's doing great.
He's just
There they go, praising this tail wag. Everything it does, everything it doesn't do, it gets praised for things it doesn't do. Did you just hear him say he's not jumping up? He's staying calm like a good boy. Listen to this.
Hi, friends. Welcome.
Hello,
We're so glad
everybody.
you're here. How y'all doing?
Good boy.
Hi, Benito. You see that little tail wag?
Love the little tail wag.
But you know what? He's not jumping up.
He's doing great.
He's just being so
Easy, good boy.
So this thing gets praised for sitting still. Was let you know how deranged they are naturally. It's pathetic.
calm and polite.
I think Shasta's ready.
Now, as y'all watch this, like I was about to say, as y'all watch this, just pretend like you currently are 8 years old. Let's say you're 7 or 8 years old right now. And you have a disfigured face because you were mauled by a dog. Now imagine that person is you listening to this.
Here, how y'all doing?
Good boy.
Hi, Benito. You see that little tail wag?
Love the little tail wag.
But you know what? He's not jumping up.
He's doing great.
He's just being so
Easy, good
calm
boy.
and polite.
I think Shasta's ready for a nap.
Oh, she's tuckered out already, huh? Hi.
Hi. Can you tell us about your organization? Sure. Well,
You see all this behavior here? It's so sick and nasty. It's like they really feel like they're dogs themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they're treating these things as if they're their real babies. As if these things came out of their bodies. What is wrong with y'all? Do y'all want to be dogs? Y'all want to be dogs? Yes, you do. Because many of you pretend to be dogs. And you suggest to others to be more like a dog. So, silly question.
Well, Canine Companions is.
We don't care what your little organization is. Now, like I said, imagine that you are a mutilated youngster, confused, and you're depressed because your face hasn't gone back to normal. And you got attacked some 2 years ago. And you've realized you're going to look disfigured for the rest of your life. Maybe you used to be handsome. Maybe you used to be pretty. Now you are not pretty or handsome. You are disfigured. And just imagine yourself sitting in mom and dad's home, watching TV, and you see stuff like this every single day. Y'all done sat up here and made a whole day for these mutants that disfigured me and millions of other youngsters. Where's the Dog Attack Victim Day, National Dog Attack Victim Day for youngsters? You know, those who can't fight off a dog attack. Where's the National Day of Recognition for them? No, they don't have nothing like that, and they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about how wonderful dogs are, the mutilators of their biological offspring, and they want to praise and worship dogs. This is a shameful, embarrassing culture. It's so subhuman that it's unbelievable to me. Now, a young person who's been traumatized, mutilated, it wouldn't surprise me if one day they were walking down the street and was barked at by a mutt, picked up a stick and started hitting it. It's in every other organism's nature to get rid of foreigners. Why wouldn't it be in kids' nature to be turned off by dogs? We know how those brood parasites, they're not even the biological offspring of the mother chick, and they get rid of the competition, don't they? So who says that young people can't function like that too? And it's probably unintentional. It's probably a natural instinct to not feel attracted to these things that are being treated as replacements. They're replacements. They got to sit up and watch y'all gloat over these things, bringing them in schools, libraries, hospitals, grocery stores, inside the home. They got to sit up and watch y'all do nothing but praise and worship these things. I can understand if they started to dislike them. You crazy? Do y'all know that they have a National Dog Bite Awareness Day for UPS workers? June 2nd to June 9th. It's not a day, it's like a week. National Dog Bite Awareness Campaign every year from June 2nd to June 9th to raise awareness about dog bite prevention for mail carriers. I know some of you knew that because I talked about it some. I made videos about them. But the problem is there's only like 58,000 dog bite incidents with postal workers. 5,800, excuse me. Did I say 58,000? 5,800. 5,800 in the United States. And already you've created a dog bite awareness week for that. But no dog bite awareness week for the 500,000 dog bite incidents that lead to hospitalization for young people. You see, millions of young people every year get bitten. Millions. Several millions. But a good million of them also have to go to the ER every year. It's easily a million at this point. 20 years ago, it was about 500,000, 400,000. Youngsters alone that needed ER treatment. We got a whole week for the postal workers, for the dogs, even though the dogs ain't doing nothing but consuming resources and attacking your young. But no awareness day, no awareness week for your offspring who happen to be the number one victims of dog attacks. So let me just say, from this seat, based on the things that I've researched, young humans rejecting dogs would be a natural instinct. Because y'all should not be, hoarding them into homes, projecting them as just another child anyway. Okay? And I hate to say it, but this primitive lifestyle ain't going nowhere. They are so determined to keep dog culture alive, even though I believe that it contributed to the Black Plague or the Black Death in Europe. I've made a video about that on my original channel. It was because all of those dogs that they were living with, that was living inside of their homes. The Moors even mentioned that. They said, man, when we went into Europe, we had to clean them up. They gave them alcohol and all this stuff. And they told them to keep the animals out the house. So it's been proven through, human experience that living with these pieces of trash will put you in an unhealthy condition, and it will increase the spread of diseases and viruses. See, back then, they didn't have the remedies and medicine that we got today. Today, dogs get shot up with vaccinations nonstop, even if they've never had nothing. And that's what you have to do. So dog culture contributed to the near extermination of whole populations. They've ruined lives, sent many young people to their early graves, mutilated others. Young people today can see people like Jacqueline Duran and Brooklyn Curry. They can see her on the internet. They have access to dog attack victims just like the rest of us. And maybe they feel a certain way about it. Maybe they look at it the exact same way they do, the same way we do. Maybe some of them are in their house terrified of the dog that they're forced to live with, and they're traumatized, always getting barked at and threatened by these things. What's abusive is you adults who expect young people to just accept that. That's abusive, if you want my opinion on it. So I don't want to hear it. I don't have no ridicule for this 11-year-old. If I were to talk to the 11-year-old, the discussion would be a lot different than y'all's discussion. But look at the comments that these people left in the comment section. He needs to be charged as an adult. Send him to jail. An 11-year-old, people. Look at this. Something seriously wrong with a child capable of such a cruel act of violence. Kids need to be punished, not released to repeat this. Utterly sickening. Listen to these dog hags. These dog freaks. You dog screwing freaks. No respect for y'all. No respect for any human. Putting a dog over your youth. People are, this is outrageous. This person says, what a society we have now. Just saw Forrest, shut up. Look at this. Put the kid in jail. He's deranged. Can't make this up. Look at this. Look at this lady right here. 11 years old. He's old enough to know what he was doing. I have a feeling this is not a one-time occurrence. The child is in need of an evaluation and follow-up treatments. Was CPS involved? His school notified? Please don't sweep this under the carpet, Mississippi. Shut up, dog hag. Go pork on your dog, you nasty nutter. Look at this. They talking about an 11-year-old, potential sociopath. No, this 11-year-old is a potential victim. And you all are the victimizers, you adult nutters. Every chance you all get, you elevate dogs over them. It wouldn't surprise me if they dislike dogs. Y'all traumatizing them. That's unnatural. Y'all not supposed to be praising dogs over them, you idiots. Y'all the ones that's backwards. Look at this. Learn how you can avoid, deter, and confront criminal violence. Listen to this. And you can imagine there are several adults who will walk up to an 11-year-old and physically attack them if they saw them hitting a dog. They would throw punches at an 11. I have no doubt about that. These nutters are that deranged. Y'all are the ones deranged. Get the new book dealing with burglary and home invasion robbery. Covered, shut up, nutter. Were his parents there when it happened? Is it a symptom of psycho? No, y'all the crazy. See, this is what kills me. They think the 11-year-old is crazy. No, y'all the ones that's crazy. He's actually a victim. And y'all the ones that victimize them. All of you together. Even if it's just 11-year-olds with an Instagram account who scroll through Instagram seeing you adult nutters constantly heaping praises on dogs while they got to watch their peers get permanently mutilated and sent to the grave, and they got to watch themselves and their peers get put beneath dogs in school as soon as these nutters bring therapy dogs in there, and every other place where they bring dogs. They got to sit and watch y'all gloat and slobber and lust over dogs like a bunch of weirdos. You probably traumatized them. I want to hear nothing about throwing no 11-year-old in jail, you weirdos. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this brief live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.